Also tonight, I want you to take a look at this. Wrong way crashes like this one are some of the most deadly accidents on our roads. The Connecticut Department of Transportation has been taking a number of steps to prevent them, but the NBC Connecticut Troubleshooters want to know, could the agency go even further? Chief Investigative Reporter Len Bestoff live in Wethersfield with more. Len.
Well, Keisha, you know, Connecticut has definitely upped its game when it tries to prevent these wrong-way crashes that often happen when people go the wrong way up exit ramps. And so they've got all new signage like this. They've even put reflective stripping on the post on that wrong-way sign, things like that. They also have these variable message boards that help as well. But one state to the east is taking an even more high-tech approach.
The only thing I remember was seeing the lights, and that was it. It was so fast.
Did you have time to react?
I didn't have time to get scared.
Susan Clark was hit by a wrong-way driver on Route 9 in Newington 5 years ago. She survived the crash that took the life of the wrong-way driver, but doctors told her even after 6 surgeries, her life would never be the same. After shattering her ankle, almost severing her foot, and breaking a total of 27 bones.
A sternal fracture, rib fractures, collapsed lung, concussion, TBI.
State data shows since 2003, wrong-way crashes have claimed the lives of 51 people on Connecticut highways. The Department of Transportation says the data also shows most wrong-way crashes are caused by impaired drivers, which was the case when Clark was hit.
How do you get the message across to someone that is so impaired, that has very little mental faculties about them, that they are getting on a highway going in the wrong direction?
The DOT believes it has at least part of the answer. Over the past few years, it has updated and upgraded all its signs on almost 700 highway off-ramps in our state, to the tune of more than $5 million.
The new signage that we've installed is larger, more reflective, is actually lowered, so it is more in line with the driver's line of sight.
But what's getting a lot of attention now is the approach neighboring Rhode Island has taken to wrong-way drivers. The Ocean State devised a high-tech system for 24 wrong-way hotspots. Those off-ramps have motion-activated LED lights and sirens. Plus, highway message signs alert people on the road about the potential wrong-way driver. 20 months in, they're seeing impressive results in those 24 spots.
We've had 0 crashes, 0 injuries, 0 fatalities.
The addition of the LEDs.
Our state DOT has taken notice.
It's dynamic, it flashes, it's bright, it's in your face, it's something that you don't typically see, so it automatically draws your attention to it.
The problem is, since many of the drivers in these wrong-way crashes don't survive, it's hard to determine just where they got on the highway going the wrong way.
There's quite a few of people going on the interstate the wrong direction.
Eric Jackson with the Yukon Crash Data Repository says that makes finding the wrong-way hotspots difficult.
Knowing exactly where to put those in is going to be the challenging part, to determine exactly where those hotspots are, or where those confusing interchanges are that people are going the wrong way.
To that end, the DOT is looking at the data and collaborating with state police to figure out where the state's top wrong-way driving hotspots might be. And in as soon as 6 months, we may have some of the same wrong-way crash prevention methods used on Rhode Island highways in our own state. And that pleases Susan Clark.
I would want to have anybody do anything to prevent what happened to me.
Of course, one of the big questions is the price tag. Here in Connecticut, all this new signage is costing us about $5.5 million. This high-tech equipment they're talking about in Rhode Island at the 24 wrong-way hotspots cost about $600,000 that the state of Rhode Island got through a federal grant. Len Bestoff with the NBC Connecticut Troubleshooters. Keisha, back to you.
Len, thank you. And if you have a tip for the Troubleshooters, call the number on your screen. It's 1-844-303-7377.